everybody, it's Jana from Clucked Out Farm. We are going to do an egg hatching for all the kids at home to be able to watch while they're kind of stranded and in quarantine. So we usually do this with school, but because of schools being shut down, we figured we would do this from home. So I usually start out the presentation with a little bit about eggs. So eggs come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colors, and a lot of kids might not know that eggs actually come in funky little colors. They can be green, or they can be blue, or they can be different shades of brown and cream. Okay, so depending on the breed of the chicken, the egg color will be different. So most kids only get to see the white or the brown eggs that they can see in the store, but they do come in a variety of colors and shapes and sizes. So what this little egg is right here is this is kind of something happened when it was in production, that it was without a yolk. They call it a fairy egg, but it's just an egg without a yolk, and that's why it's so small. We might throw this and crack it over the dog's food because there's an egg white in there, but no yolk. This right here is a duck egg, and this is a standard chicken egg. So you can see the difference in size. When you actually use these, the duck egg will have a different texture than the chicken egg. This is much more dense than the standard eggs that you normally eat. So that's the difference between the duck and the chicken, and all different colors. So what we've done is we already set up the incubator. The incubator has to be a certain temperature and a certain humidity for the eggs to hatch. We have it set to 99.5 right now, and it ranges between 99.5 to 100.5 is an acceptable range for chicken eggs. Chicken eggs will stay in the incubator for about 3 weeks, 21 days before they start to hatch. The humidity needs to be between 50% and 60%. And we'll just continue to watch this. So we will start by doing that. Hang on 1 second. Will you pause? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at an egg before any of the incubation happens, and we're going to hit the lights, and I will show you what one of these eggs look like. So if you can see, you can zoom in. There is nothing noticeable in this egg. You can see a little bit of a glow from where the yolk is, but other than that, there is nothing. The next time we see these eggs, it's going to look completely different if the incubation is actually working and the eggs were fertile. So we'll be back shortly with some helpers to put the eggs in the incubator. Okay, so we're back with 2 of the 4 clucked out kids. This is Brinley. Brinley is 9, and this is Holden. Holden is 7. Holden's class was supposed to be hatching eggs this year. Brinley's class hatched them last year, so they kind of know what's going on here, and we're going to start putting the eggs in the incubator. I just checked. The temperature is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It can fluctuate 99.5 to 100.5. Humidity needs to be between like 50 and 60%. 63% is okay, and we're just going to pop this out. What this is going to do is allow some of that humidity to escape, and that number will drop down, but this is safe for chicks right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this off. There are little sensors in here that's what tells us what the humidity is. This sensor tracks the humidity, and this one tracks the temperature. So we're going to set that carefully down. Thank you, Brinley. Alright, just turn this around this way so it doesn't tip. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to have them put the eggs in nice and gently. When they put them in, you guys can go ahead. You can start from the back, please. Yep. we're going to put the small side down. An egg always has a small side and a big side, and most of the time you put them in like this in the carton. What we're going to do when we incubate is put it like this, and what that does is create a nice little air pocket so that the chick can breathe while it's developing. Brindley, would you like to grab some and put some in? Yep. You guys want me to load this side over here so that we can get this? Or you guys got it? Can you reach okay? Yep. Yep. Small side down. Good job. Now we have, we think 3 different types of chickens that are going to actually be incubated. We have a couple salmon favor-all eggs, and they're kind of like small, cute, fluffy chickens. They lay a little bit smaller of an egg, but they're really docile. They're very cute chickens. Go slow, guys. And we also have some production reds that they lay a lot of eggs. They're very good to have on a farm, especially if you have lots of mouths to feed like we do. We're a family of 6, so we go through a lot of eggs. The other kind of chicken that we have is a Colombian. All right, now Holden, let's let Brindley do some. Can you switch? Brindley, come here, please. Can you do this dozen, please? Now, we also have Colombians. Colombians are all white with black specks, and they lay these nice big brown eggs. They're a very good layer, and we can show you those chickens at some point here on one of our videos, but we have 3 roosters out there. 2 are Colombians, and 1 is a Rhode Island Red. So it's going to be kind of a mix how these chicks come out, because they might be fertilized by the Rhode Island, and they might be fertilized by the Colombians. So depending on what hen and what rooster this egg is from, and there's no way to tell by looking at them until they actually hatch. Now we're going to also, nope, the little egg doesn't have a yolk, so that'll never turn into a chick, okay? That's only an egg white. So we also have this one. Bryn, you want to do that one? We have Americanas that lay these green and bluish colored eggs, so go ahead and put that in there gently. We're going to see what happens. We're not sure if they're fertile or not, but then, nope, these ones over here, buddy. So this we think is one of the salmon favor-all eggs. Okay, it's a lot smaller than some of the other eggs. Here, buddy, you want to put that in? Okay, so our incubator is all loaded up, and we're going to just carefully pick this up. Make sure that the cord, obviously the temperature and everything has dropped since then. We're going to let it heat back up, and the humidity to increase. We want to make sure that this wire isn't dipping into the water down below. Now, what we kind of do, and it's kind of hard to see, but underneath the egg turner, and it'll be easier to see once we get close to hatch because we will have to take that egg turner out, there are little rocks. And what the rocks do, think about if you step on a asphalt driveway, or you step on a hot rock during the summer, it maintains the temperature. So that way when we take that lid off, it helps keep those eggs warm while we do what we need to do to candle and make sure that we check the progress of the eggs. So there's water underneath that grate as well, and that's what's creating that humidity. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on the temperature. We're going to monitor this several times a day, and then what we're going to do is in the next week, we're going to hop back on and we're going to start candling those eggs, and what we'll be able to do is we'll start to see development if everything's going great. So we'll see you guys all soon. We'll keep you posted on it, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. We'll post these videos, and you guys can see some clucked out chickens getting hatched. Thanks, guys.
Bye.